Ryan moved down the narrow tunnel, holding a small light in one hand. The stairs were old and carved from dark stone. Cold air drifted from below. The deeper he went, the stronger the energy felt. It pulsed in the walls, soft but steady, like a heartbeat waiting to wake after many steps. Ryan reached the bottom. A wide cave opened in front of him. At the center stood a large structure buried under layers of frozen rock and dust. It looked like a ship, but not like any human ship. Its surface glowed faintly. The design was smooth and curved, not sharp or hard. It looked like it had grown from the ground instead of being built. Ryan stepped closer. The scanner in his hand lit up with strange symbols. The ship was alive, just sleeping. He placed a marker and began setting up a signal block so no one above could trace its energy as he worked. His earpiece clicked. A message came through, loud and cold. "This is Commander Brell of Outer Ring Security. We have received signals from this sector. Human, step outside and surrender all alien objects. Failure to respond will be seen as hostile action." Ryan turned off the comm and frowned. He knew Brell. That man cared more about control than safety. If he got his hands on Ina, he would treat her like a thing to study or sell. Ryan ran back up the stairs as fast as he could. When he reached the upper cave, Ina was sitting up, barely. Her body glowed with effort. "They are here," Ryan said. "We have to move now. I can walk a little," Ina said softly. "But only with your help." He supported her with one arm and helped her stand. Her legs shook, but she stayed upright. Together they moved toward the lower tunnel. Just as they reached the stairs, a loud blast shook the cave entrance. Dust fell from the ceiling. Heavy boots marched in from above. Ryan knew they had little time. They climbed down step by step. Ina leaned against him, weak but trying. "I won't let them take you," Ryan said. "We'll reach the ship. Then we'll be safe. I trust you," Ina replied. As they reached the bottom again, Ryan guided her to the sleeping ship. The glow around it became brighter as Ina stepped near. The crystal lines on her body matched the patterns on the ship's surface. "This ship knows you," Ryan said. "It's reacting to you, yes. My kind built it, but only a human with care in their heart can open it. That is why I brought you here." Ryan placed his hand on the surface. The ship responded. A soft light wrapped around his fingers. The ground shook, lightly. A door opened slowly in front of them. Suddenly, voices echoed from the tunnel. "Drop your weapons. Stand down." Ryan turned. Soldiers in black suits came rushing down. They had energy rifles and cold eyes. Commander Brell stepped forward. "You have found alien tech. That belongs to the Authority." "Step aside," Brell said. "She's not tech. She's a person," Ryan said. "She's the last of her kind." Brell looked at Ina and narrowed his eyes. "Whatever she is, she's valuable. We'll take it from here." Ryan stepped in front of Ina. "You'll have to go through me first." Brell raised a hand. "That can be arranged." Before the soldiers could move, Ina lifted her arm. A flash of light shot out from her body and bounced off the cave walls. The soldiers were blinded for a moment. Ryan pulled Ina into the ship's entrance. As soon as they stepped inside, the ship closed the door behind them. The inner chamber lit up. Smooth walls glowed with a soft blue color. Ina collapsed in Ryan's arms. The ship responded to their presence. A large seat formed in the center, shaped to hold both of them. Ryan placed Ina down gently and sat beside her. "What happens now?" he asked. "Now the ship will test you," Ina said weakly. "If it accepts your heart, it will bond with you." Ryan nodded. He closed his eyes and felt a warm wave pass through his body. Images filled his mind again. This time, he saw both past and future. He saw worlds saved by care, not fear. He saw children laughing on planets filled with light. He saw peace not built by force, but by choice. The ship pulsed once more. A symbol formed in front of him, his name written in light. Ina opened her eyes. "You passed. It accepted you. Outside, Brel tried to open the ship with his team, but nothing worked. The ship ignored them. It listened only to Ryan. "Can we move it?" he asked. "Yes, but it will take time. The ship is waking up after a long sleep. Until then, we must be careful. They will not give up easily." Ryan nodded. He placed a hand over Ina's. "I won't leave you. You brought me here for a reason. Now it's my turn to protect you." Ina looked at him, her crystal eyes soft and full of light. "I believe in you, not because you are strong, but because you are kind." The ship hummed quietly, waiting for the next step. Above the cave, the storm returned. But deep below the ice, a new hope had begun to rise. The living ship hummed softly, its blue light filling the room. Ryan sat beside Ina on the glowing seat. Her body, though still fragile, shone brighter now. The ship was waking from a long sleep. Its power was growing, but it needed a mind to guide it. Ina looked at Ryan with calm eyes. "The core of the ship holds a great power. It is not a weapon like you know. It is alive, and it protects. To use it, your mind must connect with the core. But be warned, the connection will flood your thoughts with my memories and my people's pain. If you are not strong, you may lose yourself." Ryan nodded. He felt a mix of fear and hope. "I will try," he said simply. Ina reached out, placing her hand on his forehead. A soft light passed between them. Suddenly, Ryan's mind filled with images and feelings. He saw stars burning bright, worlds full of life, and peaceful cities built of light. Then he saw the dark machines again, destroying everything. He felt the pain of loss, the fear of being alone, and the hope that remained. His body trembled as memories rushed through him. He saw Ina's people singing their songs, building their homes with care, and then fighting to survive without weapons. Ryan closed his eyes and held on. He did not want to lose himself. Ina whispered in his mind, "Stay with me." The memories slowed, and Ryan felt a calm strength grow inside him. He opened his eyes and looked at Ina. "I see now," he said. "I understand your story. I will not fail you." The ship pulsed with energy. The walls lit up, showing paths and symbols. The core was ready to accept Ryan's command. He stood and moved toward the center of the room. The seat extended to hold him as well. He sat down carefully. The ship's energy wrapped around him like a warm wave. Ina's body glowed brighter. She reached out and touched the control panel. The ship responded, moving smoothly as if it had been waiting for this moment. Outside, the frozen world seemed still, but beneath the ice, a great power had awakened. Suddenly, the ship's sensors detected movement on the surface. Ryan opened the view screen. He saw the enemy fleet approaching. The machines from Ina's memories were here again, but this time, Ryan and Ina were ready. He focused on the ship's controls. Weapons that had not been used for centuries powered up. Shields surrounded the ship with bright blue light. Ina spoke softly. "We fight not for war, but for protection." The first wave of machines attacked. Energy beams lit the sky. Ryan moved the ship with skill, avoiding strikes while firing back. Ina guided the energy flow, strengthening shields and weapons. Together, they were strong. The machines had not expected such resistance. One by one, they fell. After the battle, Ryan and Ina looked at each other. They knew this was only the beginning. The machine race would return. But now, Ryan was bonded with the living ship and Ina's memories. They were ready to protect more than just themselves. Ina smiled faintly. "You have given me more than repair. You gave me hope." Ryan reached for her hand. "And you gave me a reason to fight." The ship lifted from the ice slowly. Its light spread across the frozen world. Together, they prepared for the next challenge, knowing their bond was stronger than any weapon. The living ship moved slowly away from the frozen moon. Its light shimmered softly against the dark sky. Ryan sat in the pilot's seat, feeling the steady hum of power beneath his hands. Ina stood beside him, her crystal form glowing stronger each day. The battle with the machines had ended, but a greater challenge was ahead. The machine race was still out there, growing stronger, seeking to destroy all that was different and alive. Ryan looked at Ina. "We won this fight, but the war is far from over," she nodded. "Yes, but together we can protect more than just this moon. We can protect the future." The ship's systems began to change. Soft blue lights moved across the walls and new paths opened. The living ship was learning. It grew, stronger, connected more deeply with Ryan's mind and Ina's memories. They traveled to distant stars, visiting lost worlds and ancient places filled with light. Ina shared stories of her people, and Ryan learned more about the beauty and peace that once was. Together, they worked to awaken other guardian ships hidden across the galaxy. Each ship held the memory of a lost civilization, waiting for a kind heart to bring it back to life. Ryan became a leader, not of armies, but of hope. Other humans and alien species joined him. They shared stories, helped each other, and built new communities where kindness was stronger than fear. Ina's body changed as well. The cracks healed, replaced by glowing lines that connected her to the ship and the stars. She was no longer just a fragile crystal woman. She had become a new form of life, a bridge between human and alien, past and future. One quiet night, as they orbited a peaceful planet, Ina whispered to Ryan, "My body was all I had left, but now I have you too." Ryan smiled and took her hand. "We are more than survivors," he said. "We are guardians." And in that moment, under the endless stars, a new kind of future began. The ship floated silently in space near a small blue-green planet. Ryan stood by the large window, watching stars blink far away. Ina was beside him. Her body glowed softly with crystal light, stronger and fuller than before. Months had passed, since the battle on the frozen moon. The living ship had become a symbol of hope for many. Ryan and Ina traveled from world to world, sharing stories of peace and kindness. On this quiet day, a group of explorers from another planet arrived. They had heard about Ryan and Ina and wanted to learn from them. Ryan welcomed them with a gentle smile. Ina spoke with calm voice, telling stories of her people and their love for all life. The explorers asked many questions. How could a human and an alien become partners? How could they fight so well without hatred? Ryan answered simply, "Because we choose care over fear. We protect, not because we want power, but because we want peace." Ina nodded. "My body was all I had left when I met Ryan, but he gave me more than healing. He gave me hope and trust." The explorers looked inspired. They asked to join the journey, to help protect lost worlds and forgotten memories. Ryan and Ina agreed. Their mission was growing. They were no longer alone. Back on the ship, Ina rested her head on Ryan's shoulder. The soft glow of the stars filled the room. "I never thought I would feel whole again," Ina said. "But you showed me that even when we lose much, we can still find new life." Ryan smiled. "You showed me that kindness can be stronger than any weapon." Together they looked out at the universe, a place full of unknown dangers, but also full of hope and new beginnings. They were not just a human and an alien anymore. They were guardians of peace, friends to many, and a new kind of family. As the ship moved toward the stars, Ina whispered one last time, "My body was all I had left. Now, I have a future." Ryan took her hand gently. "And I have you." The stars shone brighter as the ship sailed on, carrying a new hope for all life.
The wind howled across the white mountains of a frozen moon. Thick snow covered the rocky ground. Only a few explorers came here, and most never stayed long. But Rion was not like others. He worked alone, far from colonies, always searching for strange signs across space. His small ship rested near the edge of a broken cliff. Below the cliff was a wide valley of ice. It had remained untouched for years. Rion had come here after receiving a strange signal from this area. It was weak but steady, a soft pulse, not like anything he had heard before. He stepped outside in his thick suit, moving slowly through the cold. The snow was deep. His scanner beeped as he reached the signal source. It came from under the ice. He used a cutter to dig. Bit by bit, he removed layers of snow and crystal frost. Then he saw it, a dark shape buried below, metal, twisted and broken. It was a small alien pod, maybe from a crash. Parts of it were burned, wires hung loose. Something had hit it hard long ago. Rion looked closer. A soft glow came from inside the wreck. He forced open a broken door. A low hum echoed inside. He saw her. She was lying still, surrounded by shattered glass. Her body was not like a human's. It was shaped like one, but made of smooth crystal. Thin cracks ran across her arms and chest. Her face was calm, eyes closed. She looked weak. Suddenly, her eyes opened. Pale blue light stared into his. Rion froze. Then, without speaking, her voice entered his mind. Please be gentle. My body is all I have left. Rion stepped back in shock. He had met other species before, but never like this. She was not speaking with her mouth. Her thoughts were clear in his head. She was scared, tired, and in pain. He nodded slowly. I will help you, he said aloud. She blinked once. Her body flickered. The cracks were getting worse. Rion carefully stepped forward and reached for her hand. It was cold, almost weightless, like holding smooth light. He wrapped her in a heat cloth and carried her out of the wreck. The storm had picked up. Snow fell harder. His ship was still nearby. He rushed back, placing her gently inside a warm chamber. Inside the ship, the air was calm. He laid her down on a soft pad and closed the door behind him. The machine started heating the room. Rion checked her again. Her body was losing structure. He needed to do something fast. He used a scanner to study her form. The results confused him. She was not made of any metal, gas, or mineral he knew. Her body was living crystal, reacting to cold, heat, and energy waves. She looked at him again. Her voice returned in his mind. My name is Ina. I crashed here long ago. I tried to wait for help, but no one came. Rion asked, What are you? Where are you from? I was part of a guardian fleet. We protected stars and the life around them. My ship was damaged in a fight. I escaped but fell here. My body holds the last memory of my kind. If I break, everything we were will be lost. Rion stared at her. She did not move much, but he saw sadness in her eyes. He could not let her fade. He began working fast, using his tools. He built a support frame around her. Small energy pads were placed near her chest and shoulders. He adjusted the heat. The cracks in her body began to glow. Some edges smoothed out. She took a slow breath. You are gentle, she said. Most species take. They break things to learn. You protect. Why? Rion did not answer right away. He placed a thin shield above her to stop further damage. Then he looked at her again. Because you asked me to, he said, and because it is the right thing to do. She smiled for the first time. It was faint but clear. Hours passed. Rion stayed beside her, checking her form, adjusting the chamber. She told him small things. Her people did not use machines. They built with light, memory, and care. Their bodies held stories, dreams, even feelings from thousands of years. She was one of the last. I don't know how to fix you, Rian said, but I will try. Ina looked at him. That is more than anyone has done for me in a long time. Outside, the storm continued, but inside, warmth grew. One human, one broken alien, a strange pair, joined by trust in a frozen world. She rested, and Rian watched over her. He had no idea what would come next. But in that quiet room, something new had started. Not just rescue, not just duty. It was care. And sometimes that was more powerful than any weapon. The chamber lights inside the ship stayed dim and warm. Rian sat beside Ina, watching the scanner screen. Her crystal body still showed many cracks, but the energy flow around her was steady now. He had used soft pulses from his ship's tools to keep her stable. Ina had not spoken for a while. Her eyes were closed, and her chest rose slowly with each breath. Rian checked the system again. He had never seen a living form like this. Her body responded to light, heat, sound, and even thought. Rian had traveled across many planets, met strange life forms, and seen advanced machines. But Ina was something beyond all that. She was living memory. A quiet sound broke the silence. Her eyes opened. Thank you, she said in his mind. I can feel again. Not strong yet, but better than before. Rian gave a small smile. I just kept the systems working. You saved yourself. She turned her head slowly. Her voice stayed calm in his. Mind, you do not understand. My body holds more than life. It carries the voice of my people. If I fall apart, our past will vanish. That is why I asked you to be gentle. It was not only for me. It was for them too. Rian leaned back and folded his arms. Then we better make sure your body stays whole. He opened a panel on the wall and pulled out a toolbox. There were fine wires, soft pads, and tiny energy coils inside. He turned to Ina. I want to try something. I think I can create a support net around your cracks. It will not heal you, but it may stop the damage from spreading. Ina nodded once. He worked carefully. Each movement was slow and exact. He wrapped her arms and chest with soft threads that glowed with low energy. The moment the light touched her skin, her crystal surface responded. The cracks stopped growing. Rian looked at her. How do you feel? Safe, she said. She stayed quiet for a while, then slowly raised her hand. Her fingers pointed toward a small crystal shard that had fallen from her body earlier. Rian picked it up and placed it in her palm. The shard glowed and faded. This piece holds the birth song of my people, she said. It was sung when a new crystal child was formed. It is not just sound. It is a story of light and heart. Do you want to hear it? Rian nodded. He sat beside her. Ina closed her eyes. The room became still. Then a soft hum filled the air. It was not music, but it felt like it. The sound moved gently through the ship. Images floated in Rian's mind. He saw bright towers made of glowing stone. He saw floating islands covered in clear lakes. He saw children dancing in rings of light. He felt the warmth of peace, the joy of unity, and the beauty of a world that never used weapons. Then he saw fire. A black cloud entered the sky. Machines without faces. Gold metal shapes falling from above. The towers burned. The islands cracked. The lakes turned dark, and his voice came back. We did not fight. We tried to speak, to share. But they took and broke. My people faded. I was chosen to carry the last map. I ran. I fell. And I stayed here, waiting for someone who would not take, but listen. Rian lowered his head. He felt the weight of her words. You were right to wait, he said. You found the right person. Ina looked at him. I was not sure at first. Many would take what I carry. Many would break me open like a tool. But you wrapped me in warmth. You held me with care. That is why I trust you now. Rian stood up and walked to his desk. He pulled up a star chart. You said you carry a map. Where does it lead? Ina touched her chest. Inside me is the path to a weapon. But it is not a weapon of war. It is a guardian. Ship. My people build it to protect, not to destroy. It listens only to one with heart, not power. Not knowledge, but care. Rian pointed at the chart. Can you guide me? Yes, but we must move soon. I feel others near. They followed your signal. They may try to take me. Rian frowned. He walked to the window and looked out. In the distance, a red light blinked in the sky. A ship. We need to go underground, he said. There's a cave system below the cliff. I scanned it before I landed. We can hide there. Ina tried to sit up, but her body trembled. Rian rushed to her and supported her back. I will carry you, he said. You don't need to move. You are too kind, she whispered in his mind. It is rare, even among your own kind. He wrapped her again in the heat cloth, added a second layer, and carefully lifted her. Her body was light, but he could feel the energy inside. It pulsed gently, like a heartbeat made of light dot. As he stepped out into the snow again, the storm had calmed. But danger was coming. He looked down at her face. Hold on. I'll protect you. That's a promise. Ina closed her eyes. And I believe you. Together, they moved toward the cave. One step at a time. Above them, a second ship entered the sky. But they did not stop. This was only the beginning. Rian moved through the snow-covered cliffs, carrying Ina in his arms. The cold air bit into his face, but he kept walking. Behind him, the red lights in the sky were getting closer. He knew it was only a matter of time before someone came looking for the signal. He reached the mouth of the cave and stepped inside. The air was dry and quiet. The walls were made of ancient stone, untouched for years. He walked deeper until they were hidden from view. Then he placed Ina gently on a smooth rock and covered her with the heat cloth. Ina opened her eyes slowly. A soft light pulsed through her body. Thank you, Rian. I can still feel the danger, but I feel safer with Urian sat beside her and checked the small energy field he had set up. It would block signals for a while. No one could trace them easily. Now, you said you carry memories, Rian said. Can you show me more? Ina blinked once. Then she reached toward him. Yes, but it may be heavy for your mind. These are not just pictures. These are feelings, sounds, moments of life. You will feel what I felt. Rian gave a slow nod. I want to understand. Show me everything. She placed her hand near his temple. The light from her fingers spread into his skin. His eyes closed, and the cave faded away suddenly. Rian was standing on a wide platform made of crystal. Around him were tall towers shaped like spires of glass. Light flowed through them like rivers. The sky was soft and golden. The air felt warm and full of peace. Turned and saw Ina, but not broken. She was glowing with full color, strong and graceful. She stood beside others like her. They sang together, and the air moved with their voices. Rian felt peace in his heart. This place was full of kindness. No war, no pain. Every structure, every light, every word was made with care. He could feel it in his bones. Then the sky changed. A dark shadow fell across the towers. A loud hum filled the air. Rian turned to see strange black machines falling from the sky. They were huge and silent, with no faces, only claws and weapons. Singing stopped. The tower shook. Light cracked. The ground broke apart. Rian felt panic. He wanted to run, but it was not real. These were in his memories. She was showing him the fall of her world, saw her running through the streets, helping the young, guiding the old. She did not fight. Her kind did not believe in weapons. They tried to speak with the machines to offer peace, but the machines only took. They pulled apart the towers, captured the crystals, and erased the song. Cena escaped through a small ship. She was crying, but no tears came from her crystal eyes. Her body began to crack from the pressure of the energy surge. She had no time to heal. She carried one thing, a map inside her, glowing and locked. Rion opened his eyes. He was back in the cave. He was sweating. His hands shook. He looked at Ina. Her face was calm. That was your world. He whispered. It was beautiful, yes. And now, only I remain. That memory you saw is held inside me. My body is not just a shell. It is a story. Every crack holds something lost. If I vanish, my people vanish again. Rion took a deep breath. He wiped his face and leaned forward. You said the map leads to something. What is it? Where does it go? Ina looked toward the cage. Shalinga guardian ship, built long ago. It sleeps now, hidden beneath this moon. It was made to defend, not to attack. But it needs a mind to guide it, not a warrior's mind, but a heart. That chooses. Kririan was silent for a moment. You mean it will only work if someone like me connects to it? Yes, my kind designed it that way. After many years of peace, we knew only one thing could protect peace, someone who understands pain, but chooses kindness. That is why I waited. That is why I asked you to be gentle. Rion stood up and looked at his scanner. He began searching the underground map. There was something far below, a large object hidden beneath the cave floor. Very old, but still active. Looked back at her. I think I found the ship. It's beneath us, then we must reach it soon, Ina said. The ones who followed you may try to take it. They will not understand it. They will break it. Rion checked his gear. You're not strong enough to move. I'll go down first, set up the chamber, then carry you. And Ina nodded. He believe you. But Rion, listen to me. When you touch the ship, it may show you more than you are ready to see. It will test your heart. You must stay true. Do not lose yourself. Looked into her soft, glowing eyes. I won't. I'm still here, aren't I? I saw your world fall, and am still with you. Ina gave a faint smile. Eyes, you stayed. That is what gives me hope. Rion gathered his tools and opened a narrow tunnel in the cave floor. A long stair led downward. He lit a torch and looked back once more. I'll be back soon. Then we end this together. Ina closed her eyes, resting again. She trusted him. He was not just a visitor. He was now part of her story. As Rion stepped into the tunnel, he knew the path ahead would not be easy. But he also knew one thing with full truth: was no longer walking alone.